all right, everybody. Here we are, another edition of Drinks with Johnny. This is a very special one for me, for us, my co-hosts Sam and Brandon. It's our Mother's Day edition, and we thought we'd bring in a rad mother of four, Reby Hardy. How are you today?
Hey, how you doing?
Happy Mother's Day.
Excited. Thank you. Mother's Day, it's really good. It's special for me.
Well, we also have to note you are the mother of the infamous Gothic Baby, right?
Yes.
I am. You see, she's kind of rubbing off on me. I wake up every day a little more goth. I can't help it.
That's pretty awesome.
So how did that come to your head? I'm sure you've answered that before, but we'll start with that. That thing's taken off. It's a lot of fun. Were you into goth earlier, or is it kind of coming to the fold?
No, I guess I was always sort of an alt kid, but when I started with my modeling career, believe it or not, 15 years ago, obviously I was trying very much to be like Y2K bimbo hot girl. So kind of ditched the vibe for a while, but it's always been, goth kid growing up, alt kid growing up. And it's very much like prevalent in my home decor style. Not necessarily this room. This is like the game room office.
I was going to say that doesn't look like the room that I've seen.
This is like party time here, but the rest of the house is very like Victorian style and, ornate wood carvings and sort of like haunted mansion-esque, spooky, right. Your dead grandma's old estate sort of thing. So when I was doing my nursery for her, and shared a few pictures, people were like, oh my God, this is so dark. This is so satanic. The poor baby's never going to get any colors, no light, whatever, right? Bullshit. So just as a satirical response to, just people being crazy, because people always need something to complain about, clearly. Right. So that was the first episode of, it wasn't even meant to be a series. It was literally just me like, okay, yes, this is my poor Gothic baby who just lives in total darkness and plays with bats all day, or what, just stereotypical ridiculous goth things, so that
True
is how
Life Wednesday.
It popped off. So now it's just ongoing and we just run with it.
Funny.
It's great. Yeah.
I love that.
Do you want to be an interior decorator? Because I saw that my kids were super jealous of your Minecraft room that you did, and it seems like you got pretty good eye for the themes.
Thank you. Yeah, I would love to. And I actually looked into it, and you need like a degree that includes math, and that would
you don't need a degree. You just go do it.
Yeah, I don't think you need a degree to do anything.
But
I don't think you need a degree to do anything. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I guess. I think to be an officially like licensed interior decorator, like I was like, whatever. I'll just, it's not like I'm at a need for rooms to do this. I'm constantly renovating this house. I haven't even gotten to half of it. I feel like, when I walked in, it was like the rooms to go catalog. So
I do love your, from what I've seen of your house on, some of the matches that have been there. We'll get to the one most recently, of course, too. But, it just looks like that compound, the Hardy compound, looks like something so much fun. Like, it's just got to be. I would love to maybe one day come down there and check it out if you'd have me, because it looks like just so much fun.
You're definitely welcome. Yeah, it's been like 13 years of just constantly renovating and doing things. Like when I moved in without even meaning to at first, all those years ago when me and Matt first got together, there wasn't even a driveway. There was like a dirt road. There was no lawn. It was literally just it is what it is. It's not shade. Like a country boy came into money and plopped a big old mansion in the middle of the forest. And that's literally what it was. Literally all it was.
I'm so glad, because that's exactly what it looks like too.
So I'm trying to jazz it up, get some landscaping, put some cool shit in there, get a pool, all that kind of fun stuff. Sometimes you just need a woman's touch.
Yeah, well, it definitely seems like it's getting it from that last match that we saw that was just on AEW Rampage on Friday. It's funny though, because I didn't even know that match was happening. I'm a little behind on AEW, and then I saw a social post just today about it. And I record everything, so I just went to my DVR and rewatched it real quick. It's also on YouTube, I believe, too, for anyone at home who wants to see it.
Put it out today, yeah.
Yeah, it was the Hardy family deleting the Firm in AEW, and your whole family is in this. You got all the kids, and then you come in and rip a pretty good move.
I had no
I know you had a little bit.
there.
I know you did some stuff in TNA before. Are we going to see you in AEW? Are you going to make a comeback or what?
Probably, absolutely not. Listen, up until very
Probably, absolutely not is the way that she just phrased that. I just want to point that out because that was awesome phrasing.
No, I am like in no in-ring shape. I have no business being near a ring. You know, I up until the last second, literally, they're setting up the lights, and I'm telling Matt, you know, it's cool if we don't. I'm cool with not doing it. If you want to just do something else, he's like, no, we need you in it. We want you in it. And it's so funny because like the feedback from people, of course, people online again loves to complain. Oh my God, she has to insert herself in everything. Why is she in this? She just wants like, and I'm like, I literally wanted zero to do with this. Like I was not really particularly comfortable. Like I haven't done dick in a ring like for 7 years. So I was
What is dick in a ring? Is that a move too? Is that dick?
What you and Matt do at home. I don't know if we want to talk about it.
Yeah, dick in a ring is definitely Matt's move. No, your twist of fate was sick though. I was like, if you haven't been in a ring in a while and you just did that last minute, I mean, you still got it.
Thanks. A lot of people said that, and that was nice to hear because that was not the reception that I was expecting. I thought everyone was going to be the majority of like, what the hell is this fucking fat mama doing in there right now? But you know, it was cool. It was fine. The whole thing is ridiculous, right? So what? Yeah. If I'm the part that needs to make sense, then they're really messing up somewhere else along in the story. So
I love Matt. I loved your kids just beating the crap out of Stokely in the theater.
That was so good. That was so good.
I swear to God, I feel like the director had it out for this guy, right? Because there's the part that aired on TV, which was about 16, 17 minutes. And then there was like a 22 final version, which is like the director's cut. But even more than what was shown in the director's cut, which was still about like 30 seconds more of just my children wailing on this man. I like it kept going. I kept waiting for him to yell cut, and he's just there. It was a good 3 minutes straight of my kids beating the shit out of this guy. Who did you piss off? What did you do? Because yeah, it was fun though. What an incredible night there, and to have everybody involved, just like the good old times. You know, when we did it in TNA, it was just us and the one baby, which you know, back then, of course, I thought was hectic enough. But now we're wrangling 4 kids, and my dad's out there tasing people, Senior Benjamin. So
that was great.
Affair. It was a lot of fun though.
How long does it take to film one of those? Because we see the edited 22 minutes or whatever, but like, how is that an all-night process for you guys?
So that particular one, we honestly expected it to go all night because any other time that we've done the other deletion style matches have been like literally till the sun comes up, till there is no more darkness so that the scene changes and we're forced to end. That is when we've ended before. And I guess all the crew had like early morning flights. They needed to leave at 6 a.m. So they had to like go and sleep for an hour. Amateurs, pussies. No, I'm just kidding. So ended up leaving at like 2-3 in the morning, which is crazy because we were expecting to shoot until like 5. So there were so many things that were involved in that match that were already set up. Like there was a whole ring that was like rented and paid for that Jeff had set up on his property. He had cleared out like this crazy area to like do some more different scenes there that they didn't even get to all that. There's so much that they didn't even get to just because like it was a huge crew. When we did the original like final deletion with TNA and stuff, it was literally like a sound guy and 2 camera guys and me.
Wow. Like that, were you creative on the original TNA one, right? That was kind of your planning.
Yeah.
Or you seemed like a creative, so I feel like.
Yeah, like a lot of the character was sort of my ideas, and then of course Matt takes it and runs with it, and he's working with the creative on like the other side. But like the hair and the sort of like Sweeney Todd goth-esque, believe it or not, that was me, you know, like the garb.
So okay, it's all making way more sense now. You got to play dress up with Matt, and then you guys started having kids, and you got to keep playing dress up with your daughter.
You know? Just taking over one member at a time. Yeah.
I love it. One of the other things that I saw that I heard about, we brought up TNA. I guess you were at a time when dealing with TNA and management, you guys were able to keep that all the creative and likeness and stuff through a battle, and you almost lost that. And Reby, I believe the story goes that you had to come and save the day. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
That was so fucked up. Yeah. So you know, I feel
we're not easing you in anymore, Reby. We're ready to go.
Just straight in.
Straight. Listen, I don't give a fuck. I'm actually like, I have some sort of deal worked out with them that I'm not supposed to talk about it, but I will talk about the stuff that's already out there gladly.
Right.
Because it's already out there. I mean, we all had a great relationship with Dixie Carter. Great understanding, like so many creative back and forth, like collaborative things going on there. And then they sold and there was the other company and they just kind of wanted to come in and I guess like show their teeth or like buck up, or I don't even know how you would say it. But they were trying to kind of take hold of the broken character and say that we wouldn't be able to use it. And I fought tooth and nail for that, you know, like not only is that not fair, it's not ethical. You had nothing to do with this. You weren't even in the company. The company earlier was totally fine with it. We always had a great relationship. And here you come. Who the fuck are you? I've never even had a personal conversation with you. Just, I feel like it was like a couple business dudes like coming into the wrestling business and not really particularly understanding like how the wrestling business goes, like how you're supposed to. And I don't ever want to be like, oh my God, hierarchy, like politics. That's not me. That's not even what that was. It was like basic level human decency, respect type shit.
Yeah.
So it was a huge fight. I mean, on our side, I can't even imagine what it ended up being on their side. On our side, it was $40K in lawyers' fees, fighting this back and forth for what felt like for nothing, for something that shouldn't have even been a fight. Right. And like right here, hanging up in my office, I've got the broken copy right there. Like, remind me, like that was such a fight, and it could have been for nothing, and it was close to, but they got tired of fighting, and it came down to almost like a court of public opinion where people were like, what the fuck are you people doing? Like, why are you doing this? And it honestly changed the business in a big way, because now it's like a given that you don't do that to people, like especially at TNA or Impact Wrestling, what it is now. Like everybody's just got their own thing, and you retain your own thing, and you are able to use your own thing if you created it. And that was like because of that whole battle that we had to go through.
That's so cool. I mean, it's awesome. You sound just like a badass in that story to me. So it doesn't surprise me, but what I want to say about it is that I'm thankful as a fan that you guys made that fight, because you guys wouldn't have been able to bring it to AEW had it been
anywhere.
Anywhere.
And it's like literally ideas that came out of my ass, that came out of Matt's ass here, sitting at a Waffle House. I'll never forget coming up with, oh, you should dye your hair. You should do this. Oh, we should like go to Gothic Renaissance in New York and get you some cool clothes. You know, it's like you had nothing to do with that. You had nothing to do with that or anybody else's gimmick there to be able to dictate what they're doing and what they're not doing, like things that came from their heart, like from their soul that they pulled out their ass. Like, no, you're not going to have that. That's mine. Sorry.
Yeah.
So.
Plus, you're
Came out of
opening
my
up your
ass,
home.
I get to keep it.
Exactly.
What were you saying there, Brandon?
No, I was gonna say, like, you're opening up your home, your property, and everything, inviting people in, creating content there for their program. Like, yeah, it's fucked up.
Right. And the thing was, I wasn't even saying like it's just mine and no one else can use it. And that was if I could understand there would be a fight there if that was the case. I was fine with them using it in perpetuity, forever and ever. I don't give a shit. But for some reason, they wanted to fight and not have us be able to use our own intellectual property. And I was like, no, baby.
Yeah.
Not today. That's not what we're doing.
Well, you're from New York, right? Is that the New York in you not taking it?
It could be. It probably is.
Oh, I didn't even realize that you were originally from New York until you just said that. So now I'm like, oh, yeah, now I see it.
It makes sense. Sure. Yeah.
That's awesome, though. I love New York. We mix a lot of our records out there. And we, in the past, we be out there and live there for like about a month, just in hotel rooms and stuff. But I love the city, just walking around there.
Best in the world. Yep.
You get to go back there pretty often? You still got family there? Anybody?
Not since the Panini. You know, I moved my dad from, I feel like all my family from New York moved to the middle of nowhere here too. Like we moved our dad. He was in New York, moved to Puerto Rico. We moved him on the property. So thank goodness for that. It's the only way I can like do stuff like this or get a moment to breathe.
Right.
And then everybody else kind of like moved down to the South or back to Puerto Rico. So I go and it's kind of like, it's sad because the New York that I knew was gone, doesn't even exist anymore. Like all my friends on Facebook still like, oh, this is closed. This is closed. The school's closed. Everything's gone, you know, very depressing.
Yeah.
Are you still a Giants fan?
I am. I don't keep up as much as I would like to, or I should, given that like I'm still to this day like quizzed on the street by random strangers, like because of course you gotta like, you know, if you're a girl and you're a fan of anything, you have to know like the coaches, husbands, players, cousins, brothers, last name.
I know that Sam was fishing to get you with one though, because we just had a new York Giant on the show here. We just got
and so you guys know, I heard another podcast with you, and you had mentioned that that's kind of how you fell into wrestling. It wasn't really wrestling per se. It was you dressing up for Giants games and getting some traction with that. So so I got a quick question about that, if you don't mind. So you kind of did that, and you were more on the interview side before you started wrestling, right? But your dad was a wrestler too. I didn't hear how that played into it. Did it, or was it just completely separate? Your path?
My dad was never a wrestler. He just kind of pulled in through it because of me. And,
really? So you pulled him in? Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Like how like it's so much funny. So many people don't even realize that he's my dad. They just think like, oh yeah, Senior Benjamin, the random gardener character, and it's like he was like literally just there. And I was like, let's find a way to like sneak my dad in there, just as like a funny haha to us, and no one else would even notice. And I ended up getting over because people were like, what the fuck is this random dude, you know? But yeah, the whole thing happened. I was at Sirius NFL Studios talking about the Giants and whatever. It's insane how far that whole gimmick went in the football world. And the guy who was the producer for that show on Sirius NFL, we kept in contact, and he was talking about doing this like little indie sort of startup show about pro wrestling. And it's crazy because it's like the most popular show on Sirius XM now. It's insane how much it's evolved from 17 years ago. But kind of just started filling in for his host that would go out every now and then, and started being a regular thing. And I ended up hosting on that show about pro wrestling. And even then I hadn't watched wrestling since I was little. We just sort of like bonded over like, oh yeah, back in the Attitude Era, you know, in the 90s or whatever, when we used to watch wrestling. And that's we would have in studio guests all the time, and everybody who would come in would say, are you in the business? What do you do? Where do you work? And I'm like, I don't do shit. I like talk on a mic, like what do you and finally, like enough people said it was actually Prince Nana who was like, you need to train, like you need to go, you need to do something right now. And I was like, fine, I'll start training. And like a month later I had a show on MTV as an announcer on a wrestling show. It just
what was the wrestling show on MTV?
That's quick.
Which one was that?
Yeah, it was called Lucha Libre USA.
Oh,
yeah, it was very short-lived. They tried it, but yeah.
Yeah, they had a few on MTV that were kind of like short-lived. I remember they had, was it Wrestling Society X for a minute, where they had like bands and shit. It was kind of cool.
Wait, didn't they try? Somebody tried something too back in the day, like WWE or WCW tried something with MTV back in the day, and it didn't work out too well.
Yeah, it never.
It was WCW. It was WCW. I heard it on the 83 Weeks podcast. So they tried
recently?
to do like they were talking about it recently, but it's with Eric Bischoff, and it was during the time that he was running WCW. So it was like a whole thing over there. I listen to that podcast pretty regularly, so it's not really pertinent to what we're talking about here, except for it just popped in my head. So we could probably move on from it. What are you drinking there, Reby? I see a can. I don't know what. I don't know what's in it.
It's just coconut water. I don't really drink.
In a can?
So. In a can, yeah. It makes me feel like a big girl.
Well, no, we had I was under the impression you don't drink alcohol, and I know Matt doesn't really either, right?
The curse of alcohol has sort of put me and this family through enough that I'll be the anal party pooper who doesn't allow it in the house and will throw a fit if anybody drinks, because it's really it's been bad enough. Nothing good has ever really come of it. So I'm happy to be the stick in the mud in that respect. Whatever.
Oh, that's all good. I mean, yeah, everybody's got to find their way and do their own thing. So, you know, it's good though that everything's going good right now. Very happy about that. And it was really cool that we got to get you here on the show, because after having Matt literally almost a year to the date in May before Double or Nothing, Matt came by our house that we had rented over there and came on, and it was an awesome time having Matt on. And then I saw him at the Forum when AEW was out there. I was walking by and he was about to go up on the stage, and I was like, "Hey, Matt!" And he remembered me right away from one interview. So right away I knew, you know, even from the chat before, I knew that he was a good dude. But it was really cool, and I was there with my son, and he got down and said, "Hey, little man," and like it was a really cool moment. So, and then that's why, you know, Mother's Day was coming up, and we're like, Sam actually was the one who was like, "Hey, what about Reby Hardy? Like, she has like the 4 kids. She's a badass. She's got all this stuff going on. She's posting about it. you know, let's have her on. Let's have her on. And I was like, all right, well, I'll hit up Matt and see if he can make the connection. And here we are on the Mother's Day special of Drinks with Johnny.
We're gonna,
Thank you so much.
Let's talk about some mom stuff.
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite kid?
You know, I was just having this conversation with a girlfriend the other day because she was saying which one of my kids was her favorite, which is my least favorite right now. And it's a sliding scale. They're all my favorites, but for different reasons. Or I'll just have different favorites on different days. And I know that sounds messed up, but then they all try to be the favorite the next day. So they behave.
Ooh,
yeah.
Smart.
There's a lot of them. We're all fighting for each other's attention. No, we do a lot of like mom, son, mom, daughter dates. Like I just went with Gothic Baby, the youngest, on a Disney date, you know, and then I'll take a trip with another one. We sort of have to like do one-on-one time to keep it special with each of the kids and have our own little moments with them.
How many boys and girls?
I saw you took her to Disney World, right?
Disney World, yeah. And I will say this, like I've been to Disney World with Matt, even like before kids, and I got stopped more with Gothic Baby than I ever did with Matt. I had people like she was fucking Mickey Mouse. They were coming up and asking for pictures. They were like geeking out about the baby, and I was like, "What
so cool.
universe is this?" That was insane. Yeah, but I've got 3 boys and a girl.
Mm-hmm. 3 boys. And did you tell Matt that you got bothered way more about Gothic Baby than Matt? And if so, how did he take it?
He gets this all the time. It's funny. It's almost like a running joke now on like TikTok that people see him in my videos and they call him Gothic Baby's dad. Really pressing his buttons, man. It's like 30 years in the wrestling business, like 17-time champion now, bitch. You Gothic Baby's dad. Like that's what you've been telling you to do.
Yo, that's merch right there. You got to make that shirt.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I actually have one made of it for him. Yeah. He takes it in stride. He jokes about it a lot. But the other day he got recognized in Target and she didn't. And he was like stunting on the baby. He was like, oh, you see that? See that? Yeah. They asked me for a picture.
Wow. That's got to be so much fun to be able to go back and forth about that. That's so good.
It's fun. It's great.
You guys seem like you have fun. Like, so you guys, to circle back with you and Matt meeting, so you guys met via Twitter. I don't know if John and Brando, you know this, but I saw that you guys met via Twitter from someone who introduced you guys that you don't even know, but they linked you guys up. Was that person invited to your wedding, or have you ever seen that person after they did that?
So many people have asked that, and I actually tried to find that person and they changed their username. And then somebody told me why they might have, because their username ended up being like a Chris Benoit reference or something. So I don't know if it's because they changed their name. I was never able to find them, but like I've told the story a bunch of times. I tried to find them. I actually did try and invite them to the wedding. I couldn't find this fan. Like I never saw that fan again. It's crazy, but it was just, I was online freaking 2010, whatever. Like Twitter's new, and I'm like bitching and moaning about like a shitty ex-boyfriend, right? Like, I just broke up with my man, like fuck this, like just like fucking being stupid and young and ridiculous. And this fan was like, oh my God.
Yourself. It's so good.
Very much that. and this girl, like for some reason she was following me. I was doing some sort of like indie wrestling and announcing and stuff like that. I guess that's why she was following me. And she said, oh, you know what? I think you and at Matt Hardy brand would make a really cute couple. You know, you've both been brokenhearted and you're both really sweet. And I was like, yeah, ha ha ha. Okay, great. I'll let you know when the wedding is or whatever. And then just a joke. And he like saved it and smiley faced it with a semicolon in a paragraph because it's 2010. And like he ended up, we followed each other or whatever. And then there was a show in Poughkeepsie, New York, of all places, you know, bumfuck, upstate, whatever, practically. And this girl was relentless. And she was like, oh, are you guys gonna date? Are you guys meeting? Are you guys gonna meet up? Are you gonna link up? And then she just kept on. And then finally I was like, yeah, how else are we supposed to consummate the marriage? Right. And joke's on me, because literally I played the slideshow of that at our wedding. And because since that day we were literally together, inseparable, fucking Poughkeepsie, New York, because of this random girl, Chris Benoit fan on Twitter.
That is so wild. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's a cool, that's a different meeting story for sure.
Well, where was the first date though? Was it at an event and you just hung out, or did you actually go out to eat, or?
So we were booked at the same show. I think it was like one of his first indie shows after like a WWE run, and I was the announcer for the DVD recording of that show and for the in-ring stuff. And like we kind of all went out as a group to Fridays or Applebee's or one of those other, only thing that's open in the middle of nowhere type restaurants.
Right.
And that's it. We were actually in the bathroom. He followed me. We were having like a competition all night, right? That was like, for some reason, how we were flirting. So it was like, oh, I got all this food. And I was like, yeah, I got all this food. And he's like, I bet I can eat you more. He's like eating more food than me, right? And he's like, oh, I got this drink. I bet you I could have them. And I was like, all right. And then I like started, so we're like trying to one up each other all night. So then I need to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to the bathroom. He's like, follows me into the women's bathroom. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And then he goes to the stall next to me. And I'm like, what is this, a pissing contest? And he couldn't pee, the poor boy. I guess he was nervous. So I won the pissing contest. But
you had
to up it to number 2
on your first date.
This is first date, right? No,
Wow.
but the best part of the story is MVP had followed him, following me into the bathroom, assuming that it was a little bit of, he's guarding the door as we're just having a pissing contest, and he's getting pee shy, and I'm just having, it's very romantic. If my kids ask, Mommy, Daddy, how did you guys meet? It was in an Applebee's TGI Friday while MVP
fancy
guarded
like
the door.
Applebee's.
Yeah, there you
Fancy
go.
like Applebee's for sure. Getting a pissing contest though, but I do like where MVP's head was at, because I was thinking the same thing too. When you guys follows you into the bathroom, I was like, on the first date, Reby, come on,
bro. Come on. Pay for the bill first. Get me some chicken sliders first. Come on.
Seriously, that was a little presumptuous.
Just messing around. I mean, I don't think he thought anything was gonna happen, and he was honestly, he was just drunk as shit. So I mean, whatever. Nothing happened, but MVP to this day I think is still convinced that something happened, but nothing happened.
Okay. Good to know. Let's
How
get
long
back
were you
to
guys together before you had kids? Sorry. Or you?
No, you go ahead, Sam.
Yeah. Just on the Mother's Day thing. How old were you guys when you guys had, or how long were you guys together when you guys started having kids?
We were together like 3 years before we got married, and then kids about a year later.
And did you plan to have that many kids, or did you come from a big family? Or did
well, I do come from a big family, but like I'm one of 5. But I'm my dad's only kid. So I grew up sort of alone in a household. So I never really thought I would have a big family, because that wasn't the household that I was raised in. I mean, it just, I don't know. To this day, he's still talking about more babies. And I'm like, bro, I mean, it's different for him too, because he comes home, he's home one day a week, and he gets the fun, excited kids that are happy to see him, and he plays, and he goes back on the run. And then I'm just like drowning in shit, diapers and babies and
you're
laundry.
Home teaching too? You're homeschooling too on top of all that?
Homeschooling.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's a lot. Yeah. People like always ask me, like, I have this like sort of reputation of like being like a bitch, or I have no patience. Literally, if people saw my like day to day, it's literally like all of my patience goes to my kids, to my 10 jobs that I have, to homeschooling, to the kids. Whatever's left, if there is, goes to Matt, and even then, baby, count your stars. And then the rest, I'm sorry, I have no patience for anybody else. And if anybody else finds anything wrong with it's, you got to be here to understand it, though. It really.
I don't know that you need to be there. I think you just need to like listen to the story and try and put yourself in that position. If I try to put myself in your position, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't even know how to start. Like, there's just no words. Kudos to you, because
I feel like a lot of people just assume I'm like, sitting by the pool, like having a mimosa all day, but it's like go nonstop from the moment I wake up. It's insanity. But I loved it. What I always wanted more than anything in life, more than career, more than anything, always in the back of my mind is like, ultimate goal is I want a family. I want to be a mother. So I did it.
That's good to hear. Yeah, you did.
I got what I wanted.
You did the damn thing, and you're doing the damn thing very well. I like to the point of like, I know we keep saying you guys seem like such a fun family. I think that's what I gravitate towards, right? When I see you guys' posts, like obviously, Reby, I see your posts, and then I see the one day a week that Matt comes back and plays in the foam with the kids and stuff like that, and I just feel like it's a unique setting, right? You guys, it's all you family on the compound. Obviously there's work to do. There's the schooling and everything like that. So I'm not saying it's all play, no work, right? But what you're putting out there just is showing such a loving family from a different walk of life. Like not everyone has to get the same walk of life to show that you can have a regular loving family, you know, because that's what it really boils down to, right? And you know, the movie theater, I see Austin Powers on the as one of the posters in the family movie theater. I'm like, of all, next to Godfather too, next to one of like the greatest cinematic
all
things
the people
ever.
in those posters are us, by the way.
Oh, I couldn't tell that on the video.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So I recreated all of the movie posters with like so the Godfather, it's actually, if you look close, it's the grandfather and it's my dad.
Oh, that's so rad.
Austin Powers is me and Vanessa is hit, you know, Matt and Vanessa. That's me and him. Like we're put in there. I shot everything and
you did it all yourself.
I did it all. Yeah.
You didn't send that off to like there's companies for that. They could do that.
Yeah, I do it. I do a lot of fantasy photography. I do a lot of wrestling photography too. A lot of Matt's like 8x10s and his old website design and all that kind of stuff. So
that's creative awesome. Brain, like we were talking about. Jeez.
Yeah, all this behind me too. I designed pinball machines. So these are a couple of my machine play fields behind me.
Oh, that's rad.
So yeah, a lot of design work.
John, there you go.
No, it's frozen.
So I did have a little game I thought we could play if you guys are up for it. There's some iconic moms through TV and the movies over the years, and I was gonna have I got like 8 questions here, and we'll see if you guys can answer who these moms are or
before
what
you get to
from.
those questions, because I cut myself off there real quick. I did see the pinball stuff, and did you make a Matt Hardy pinball machine that you found at a different arcade, like randomly?
I did. I actually bring that one to shows. I bring a lot of my machines to like pinball conventions and pinball shows and stuff. I've actually won one of the awards is there for my Ferris Bueller's Day Off custom pinball machine. But yeah, I did a machine chronicling his whole career. And the goal is to become broken by going through all of the different modes to win titles on your Expedition of Gold. The game is called Matt Hardy's Expedition of Gold, and it just does the whole life story of his professional career. And
how did you fall into pinball?
It was through that game. So I had this idea to do like a commemorative game for his career. I do a lot of my gifts are sort of like that to like honor him and honor his career, and you know, just have that stuff sort of like done in a physical way to memorialize stuff. And that's the guy that I was working on that did it, we ended up just getting rid of whatever designer that he had, and I just did the whole thing. And since then, me and him have partnered together, and we do machines together now.
That's super cool. So when you're gonna do a Drinks with Johnny one for us?
Oh,
I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's go.
I love that. No, I think it's super cool. Obviously, getting into the artistic side of Reby is super fun for me, but I think we'll get into this game here. But yeah, I noticed that, and now that I see that, now that you said that about those posters, I got to take a closer look, because I'm a big Austin Powers fan too. But I was like, really, next to the Godfather? But like now,
but who's Austin?
You're a big Austin Powers fan?
I love those movies. Those movies are. when I was a teenager, those movies came out, and I would like. That was like my vernacular to my friends. I would quote, you know, like very shagadelic, everything, like everyone did. It was pop culture, man. It was awesome.
My first baby's middle name is Danger.
You went for Danger. That's good.
Rad.
So when anybody else's middle name, you can say Danger is my middle name.
That's so good.
Literally from Austin Powers. Yeah.
Is that Max? Is Max your oldest?
Maxwell. Yep.
Maxwell, yeah. Okay, Maxwell Danger Hardy. I love it.
That's a badass name.
Yeah, so I'm glad it's like I don't tell that to everybody, because a lot of people are like, what, they don't get it or they don't understand. But like, you're an Austin Powers fan, like you would get it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, cool. Someone's gonna get it.
Yes, please. It's all right there when he's checking out. Yep, it's a fantastic movie. Well, let's get on to the game so we can talk about a little bit more badass mothery.
All right. This is going to be all over the spectrum, from TV, movies, personalities. I'll try to lay these up. And do you guys want to play a little competition, or do you want to give ladies first, and then if she doesn't get it, you guys get a guess, or how do you guys want to do it?
Nobody.
Well, can we do it both? You know she wants to do the competition. She just said that her first date she had a literal pissing contest.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
true.
let's do the competition. But obviously she should go first.
Yeah,
Ladies
mom's first. Mom's first.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. How about we'll just all yell it out. Whoever I hear first gets the point. We'll do that.
Okay, fantastic. I'm glad you really.
I'm
thought
glad I
this
asked
through,
you guys.
Sam.
Yeah, and then changed it. Did what I wanted anyways. All right.
Jesus, man.
This is how we do things. This TV mother of 3 took in a nephew from the streets of West Philadelphia.
Oh, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, get out of here.
Oh, but what's your Vivian?
Yeah, what's the mom's name?
Vivian, you got it.
Oh, I didn't.
Sorry.
I didn't know I had to come up with the name of the mom.
We gotta listen to the question. She got it. Okay, so
I jumped the gun.
we got. Let me put Reby.
How do you follow Will Smith in the snow? You follow the Fresh Prince.
Oh, that's.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
You can
That's a
cut
mom
my
joke.
feet.
That's a mom joke. Yeah.
That's a mom joke right there. If I've ever heard it, and I like it. I'm stealing it. I'm stealing it for sure.
Oh God! All right.
All right. This TV mom is so iconic. She is widely known for just her first name and shrill voice.
Oh,
Peggy?
Roseanne.
Nice.
Brando.
Brando.
Right.
I don't like these
All right.
games. We just played a game 2 days ago on the
It was-
show, and it was terrible.
Yeah, it went a lot.
Sam
worse.
makes terrible games and he doesn't do research. He reads headlines.
That's what you get for putting me in order. You guys
That's why your dad is a wrestler, Reby.
Yeah, exactly. He saw
he
that.
would
He saw
love
the
that,
headline and
though.
was like, "Oh, yeah, it must have been true." And Reby's
So
like,
your
"Nah,
dad's a
dude."
gardener, you tell me, huh? All right,
That's
let's see here.
fantastic.
This badass mother would do anything to protect her son, even if it means preventing a future apocalyptic rise of the machines.
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor. Man, you got an
Ooh.
even
Hey.
game here.
Okay.
Oh, we're all tied up. I like it.
I love it. All right. This TV mom sported leopard skin pants. Love
Peggy.
Bond.
Oh,
She
wow.
got me.
That was good.
She got me.
You got it.
Yeah, I'm the biggest Married with Children fan. I have a Al Bundy Polk Hides jersey signed by Ed O'Neill, and
shoot.
framed up in my house at the bar where I usually do this podcast from.
Oh, cool. No,
You're
I
in
just know
Southern
me and
California.
Peggy are the only moms on TV that wear leopard skin pants. So
Well, there should be more, but you wear them all.
All right. Mila Kunis, Catherine
Bad
Hain.
moms.
Dude. Yeah. We're in what
We're on
movie? Bad
Family
Moms.
Feud. You're just like
Wow.
I got it. I'm on
Wow.
fire
hit the
tonight.
buzzer.
All right, so now we got to tie. Brando, you got to get one to tie this up. All right. Okay.
You're really
So-
gonna make me have to put a lot of backing music so that this doesn't take so long in post.
Well, I can't read my writing.
Suspense track.
Yeah, it's gonna do that. I'm gonna have a record player just go, well, just go completely dead for a while.
All right. So Disney movies are mainly known for parents dying in the beginning, but what movie is notoriously known? What?
Bambi.
Mainly known.
Bambi.
Mainly.
Bambi.
Mainly known. Bambi.
Yeah. Of course.
Let's
that
go.
was easy.
We're tied.
All right.
we're tied.
Everyone's tied. All right. Let's get into a little more fun one.
What? Before we move on, Reby was just talking about going to Disneyland or Disney World. We're all Disney fans here. How are they known mostly for it? I know that they're known.
Okay. What is Bambi
characters
about?
dying.
Tell me what Bambi's about right now.
Bambi, yes, but you said all of Disney, like as if that happens in every Disney movie.
Oh, it does. Are you kidding me?
It does actually in the Frozen live show at Disney World. There's a line in there jokingly like put out about how all the moms are always dead in all the movies. So
Oh,
That's
wow.
fucked up.
they broke the
why are we
fourth
bringing
wall.
this up on our
they admitted it.
This is our Mother's Day episode, and
But it's the mother of a goth baby. We have to bring up death and
True.
darkness.
Oh, yeah, this is fair. All right. We're all tied up. I guess I'm the fool here.
Have you guys heard of the lore of the Disney movies where they all kind of intercept? Like Anna and Elsa's parents were actually on a ship to go see Rapunzel's wedding, and the ship that Little Mermaid sees is actually their ship, and they've strung them all together. And I think with all the way they do these multiverse stuff, they got to do a movie where they bring
like
them all
Avengers,
together.
like an Avengers, the ladies get together.
I think that'd be sick.
I like it.
All right. One more fun movie. What movie has Amy Poehler playing a hilarious age-arrested mom who states there are no rules?
Baby Mama.
There are no rules in this house.
Mean Girls.
Mean Girls.
Oh.
Yes.
Pulls ahead.
I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
I love Mean Girls.
You got it. You filled in the blank.
Yep, so good.
Yay.
If you're gonna drink,
Psycho is notably about a son who murders people dressed as his mother. But what horror classic flips the roles and the mother kills as the son?
Ooh.
I think
it's Friday the 13th. Sorry,
I was like, I know that the guy.
Oh shit!
Sorry, my for people at home that don't understand why I keep cutting out. I'm in an undisclosed location still, and something's going wrong with my system. So
don't lie, you're Googling the answers over there.
Yeah, right.
He's cheating
for sure. I wish I was. That would be a lot cooler. Well, you were quoting Mean Girls though, as I glitched out there for a second.
Sure.
That's another one of my favorite movies. I've seen the live play and everything. It's actually a staple in my house. We watch it as a Christmas movie, and I know it's not really a Christmas movie, but because they do the play.
You went to the play?
Yeah.
At Seagram's?
No, I saw it. I saw it when it was on Broadway.
6
years ago.
Oh, lucky.
Karen and I had a date night the last month going to see it.
Yeah, so many great quotes. If you're gonna drink, I just want you to do it here.
All right. Friday, Thursday, we got it. I got one more.
Okay. I think Brandon's losing right now. I think Reby is still tied with me right now.
You guys are tied.
Well, let's do this. Brandon, you're out. This
wow,
is the tiebreaker.
Fuck you. All right.
Wow.
Tiebreaker. I only got one more.
It's like Jeopardy. He didn't have any points at the final Jeopardy question.
Thank you for playing. Here's a parting gift. It's let's see. Okay. The world fell in love with this foul-mouthed queen of metal when she let cameras in to view her family.
Sharon Osbourne.
Oh God, I was getting there. Damn it!
Nice.
Got it.
That was good.
We have a winner. See, and we didn't even let you win. You won.
No, I was trying. I was definitely trying. I don't like losing. I don't like losing in trivia games like that. That bums me out. Good for you.
Oh man.
Podcast is over.
Yeah. All right, thanks for being on the show, Reby. Really great.
Bug off.
No, those were good, Sam. That was a much better game than the last one you tried to play. I'm still upset with that horror movie list. It's not accurate.
It's masses. It's not traditional horror. It was bad. So how do you unwind from the kids? Like what time do your kids go to bed?
Usually about 9 o'clock. They used to have a super late schedule because they used to literally go on the road with us, and wrestling shows don't end until 1 a.m. sometimes, ridiculously enough. But now it's about 9 o'clock. So I literally rush to get them to bed to do this, for example. Not bad.
Thank you so much for that. I mean, I'm sure we have a few more things we want to talk about. I'm not trying to do the send off early, but I do appreciate the time and the patience and everything like that. It's really cool of you to hop on so quick. Nice. But yeah, but so with the 4 kids, like you said, how do you unwind? Like if they're going to bed at 9, are you like for me when I'm at home, my kid goes to bed at 8. I'm in bed by 8:30 and watching TV and vegging out. I'm like, it's been a long day and I've only got one. So I can't even imagine. So I think Sam was about to ask, how do you unwind at the end of the night once they are down?
I'll come in there because we got DJ Johnny.
Oh,
DJ.
God.
So to piggyback off that, creatively, is that when you do all your stuff, or are you able to do it during the day, or do you have no time during the day?
Yeah.
I can't do anything during the day. So when the kids go to sleep, it's a lot. I never really get unwind time. It's more like pass out from exhaustion time, because this is the time that I'll work on editing pictures that I have to do for clients or pinball stuff, or catch up on content or editing and all that other kind of stuff. So
or be on a really badass podcast where the host keeps going away because he can't fucking get his shit together.
Oh yes. This is a good night. This is the most adult interaction that I've had in days. So
Dude, that's, I mean, well, you guys are on that compound, and you know, you mentioned the panini. I think you called it the panini before, and I think you were referring to the pandemic. So like being in that on the compound and everything like that, was it much of a change for you guys? Because I mean, you're already out in the middle of nowhere on a compound with your kids. It wasn't like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge show. I was like born and raised in New York, Queens, New York, like a bodega downstairs, a Chinese place across the street kind of thing. And I got to drive 30 minutes just to go to a grocery store, and not even like a Target. You know what I mean? Wow. So it's out here. The second I open my mouth, I feel like I've assimilated enough that it's not so obvious. But like even to this day, people are like, y'all ain't from around here, I reckon. You know, and I'm like, I want to die. Like, how did I end up here? But it is a big change. But the space is great. I think of how I grew up, and, you know, like my only nature was like the concrete park with a basketball hoop out, you know, yeah. Park outside my house. And it's so different here. You know, we could run around naked if we want. Literal, you know.
And do you? Are you telling us that you guys
yes,
do that?
I do.
Oh, that's awesome. Like riding the lawnmower naked. You ever pull that?
Crazy things have happened with that lawnmower, trust me.
I'm sure that's how you ended up with 4 kids.
Man, I understand the old timey days, man. There wasn't much to do, and that's why everybody had 11 kids. I'm on my way.
Yeah, man. I'm a one and doneer. I don't know. I always make the joke, but it's kind of true. Like, I wanted 2 kids, my wife wanted 0, so we ended up settling on 1.
Oh my God.
And now that he's 6, I'm kind of like, I get it. We don't need another kid.
That's the perfect
3 of us are
age,
good.
though.
It is a fun age. It is a super fun age. He's a big wrestling fan now too, which was why it was so cool that Matt came down and said hi to him real quick and stuff when we saw him at the Forum, because I got him watching AEW all the time. It's like we record it so that I can watch it, because it's a little late by the time it's over and stuff. So you will usually watch it over the weekends together, and he loses his mind. Like, he's so invested in the characters. Like,
I love that.
The first time he got into it, he was 3 years old, and Darby Allin had come over to the house and done the podcast, and we'd become friends, and he lost to Miro, and Frankie bust out into tears because he was just like, oh, I thought he was going to win. And I was like, it's all buddy. And then you don't really want to like break the news to him too early yet. Like, you know, I want him to enjoy it, you know?
Yeah, that's his Bambi right there. Yeah.
Totally. Lost his innocence right there.
You got to feel your feelings. Yeah. Oh, I love that. It's so cool that like Maxwell's into it now too. My oldest is 7, you know, and
oh, wow.
He's getting to live the dream. I feel like, you know, interfering in matches with a swanton, you know, I'm like, man,
dude, his
kid,
swanton
you
was
how
on
good
point.
You got it.
When I saw him do the swanton, I didn't even realize he was 7. I thought he was a little older. But now I'm gonna have to call my son out and be like, "Where's your swanton at, bro?
There you go.
Like,
where's your career?
What's that?
Where's your career?
Exactly. Like, come on, dude. I mean, he does a pretty mean drop kick on me on the bed, but we don't have a ring at our house either, so I can't really fault him too much, you know.
That's so cute.
So obviously they've been traveling with you guys, like you said, at a young age. So they're just living it and in it. Do you guys ever discuss the possibility of any of the 4 following in your guys' footsteps in professional wrestling?
I think Matt, like in his head, he's sort of already like assumed that they're going to, because that's, I don't know, I guess that's just the industry, and he's brought them up to love it, and they've been brought up in and around it. I think one of them at least will probably end up in it, right? If it was up to me, I would say, please, no, none of them. Obviously, like this little kid stuff, and, you know, along with dad on TV is kind of fun, but knowing what I know about the wrestling industry, it scares the shit out of me. It's you got to fight to get out of it alive sometimes. So
all right, so how many Disney movies do you guys watch on a loop? Because I have 1 kid, and I've seen every fucking Pixar movie like 20,000 times.
Oh, yeah, that might have been us, but being that we're in the forest and we literally just got internet for the first time last year, that's how out here we are.
What?
We didn't have any streaming. I know, it's fucking crazy. The only way we could watch movies in our theater was like old school, like through DVDs, like connected with
you
crazy.
guys still have DVD players in your house? That's wild.
I mean, we had no choice. If I wanted to show them anything interesting, it's messed up. But now we have streaming, and honestly, the baby just saw her first Disney movie like right before we went to Disney, so she could like kind of understand and like be hype about it when we go. So we've probably only seen like 3 or 4 of them, and it's like 2 or 3 times. They're big into gaming and stuff, so whenever we have like a free minute for like screen time, they want to be like doing an unboxing. They have their own little like gaming YouTube channel, or like we stream on Twitch, and they really love that kind of stuff.
That's cool. That's so cool.
You guys have like an arcade too, right?
Yeah,
that's pretty rad. I did not. We don't have arcades out in Southern California in our houses. There's not a lot of space for that. So I had to go take my quarters down when I was a kid and stuff. It was different time. These kids today, they got it easy.
And I tell them all the time, man, this is not normal. Like, not everybody has action figures of their dad. Not everybody has an arcade in their house. Like, not everybody's on TV. Like, I don't think they get it, honestly. But
how do you manage that? Because I mean, like I think I'm in a similar, not exactly the same, but in a similar thing. My son's going to come out and see his first show in Florida. He's never actually seen me perform. So, not that he remembers. So, because we've been off the road for 5 years. So, I as a question from a parent to another parent here, when do you start? Like, how do you keep them humble, but also let them understand like this isn't normal? You know, like you're in a pretty different position than most kids.
Yeah, I feel like what kind of hits it home to them more than anything, oddly enough, is like when we go out in public, and they're so used to it at this point, but they're like becoming like more aware of their surroundings and situations and stuff, that like when people come up to us in public, like they start asking like, wait, why? And like explaining that kind of got them into it. Like, oh, well, you know, dad is on TV. Like, not everybody's on TV. Like, what if you saw Ryan's World? Would you want to go up to him, sort of thing? And they're like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. I feel like I'm that type of mom though, because we are like kind of so isolated geographically, and then like in every way, period. Like, I'm that kind of mom that's like constantly showing them like videos of like other kids in like shitty situations, like this could be you, like eat all your like, you don't want to clean your fucking room, look at this fucking kid living in a shed, kind of thing, you know what I mean?
So you go for scare tactics. You go for scare tactics to
I'm gonna send you to the boys camp, you know, like. And it's funny because like their closest relatives or like kids their age are their cousins, who's Jeff Hardy's kids. So it's like, can't even use them as an example, you know. So they're getting it though. They're starting to get it.
That's awesome. That's it's just funny just to hear the difference. I mean, everyone has, as a parent, I think you understand. You have you have more experience on it than I do, but I think especially with the first one, if you can remember, it's kind of like, you don't really know what you're doing. There's not like a real book, because every person is different, and that's what a child is a person. So it's like how you don't really know, you just do, right? I feel like
starting over every time. Yeah.
That's got to be. I don't want to start over now. I'm good.
No, I don't blame you. Oh my God.
What are
all my kids are so super different too. Like it's funny because they all look like twins, but they're all have such distinct differences with them. Like my first is so empathetic and like sensitive and kind and sweet. And like my second is very much like artistic, always doing something. Like he reminds me a lot of myself. Like he's always like building a fruit stand, or now I'm going to become a gallery painter. It's like always something like crazy. And I'm like, oh, I see myself in that. And then the third one is just a demon, you know, the Gothic Baby. The third one's always a demon.
Yeah. I was the third one too.
Okay, so you know.
But I was the last one. I was the last one too.
Makes sense.
Oh man, this has been an awesome time. Sam, do you have any more games or any trivia, or should we let her go so that she doesn't have to keep seeing me freeze on her screen, and we'll just have to we'll have to try this again sometime and have her back on the show where we could go a little bit more deep, and I don't keep glitching out. Although she was dancing to it, I saw a couple of times, so that was
We'll have you back
Keep
when.
making him sick beats.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, good. It works now. I'm using my other audio. No, we'll have to have you back when we're back in our normal setup, so we don't have all these technical difficulties. But
I'm used to it.
Now that I know that you're so competitive, I'll up the ante a little bit on the games. And get this World Cup
present some stakes here.
Yeah, there we go.
Something we'll be fighting for. I did want to mention.
I already have stakes. I already have stakes for the next time. We gotta put up like artistic stuff against each other. Like we gotta send each other like either memorabilia or
nice.
Or you have to like commission us to do something for you, or you commit.
Hell yeah!
Let's figure something out. Maybe we'll even do it sooner than later, so that we'll just do a follow up on this and get it out, and it'll be fun. We'll see. We'll talk afterward. We'll text afterward.
Cool. I think I actually might be seeing you guys in a week. We're going to that Sick New World thing.
Oh,
this will be. Nice. I think this will be on after the fact, but yeah, we're doing that.
This is. I'm not sure yet when we're gonna release this for Mother's Day. I was gonna maybe even release it on Mother's Day. You're going to Sick New World. That's the one in Vegas.
That's Saturday.
Well, there's an Avenged Sevenfold immersive event right now at that time.
You want to check it out? Just let me know. When do you guys go to Vegas?
We get there Saturday? Friday, and then we're doing the show Saturday, and then we leave Sunday. So it's kind of crazy.
This episode will come out after it. You just solidified that for me because I'm going to say right here on the air. We're doing our first ever show back. It's a secret show at Area 15. We're just doing it's to get our sea legs back because it's been 5 years and we want to see our fans. There's a bunch of fans that are going to be there for the Area 15 thing anyway, and that's why I'm out here. So we're rehearsing, checking out the Area 15 thing, and then we're doing a show Friday night. So if you guys are in and you want to come, please be my guest.
I want to come. Ooh, we got the exclusive. Nice.
Absolutely, yeah. Just keep that on the vest though when you're talking to other people after this until this episode.
Put it on Twitter. Put it on Twitter right now.
She's definitely putting it on Twitter.
She's been Twitch live streaming this whole time, guys.
Oh no! I didn't know we were simulcasting today.
Oh shit!
No, but seriously, I'll text you, and if you guys make it in time, you should absolutely come out. I'd love to see you in person. I've met Matt in person, not you yet, and I think it'd be a lot of fun for me if you guys would be willing to come out.
Fun, hell yeah! We don't have plans Friday yet, so
awesome. Well, now you do.
Nice.
Well, very, very cool. I'm gonna get out of here before I glitch again. But thank you so much, Reby, and I hope to see you Friday night. And congrats on everything that you and your family are doing. That again, the last video at the compound, I was popping for it. I was like, this is rad. And the kids being involved was just, again, swanton bomb. Like that was, I did not see that coming. Very, very cool. So,
you got anything to promote before we let you go?
I have actually written a children's book. It's called Life of a Gothic Baby. We're going to be starting pre-orders within the next 3 weeks, and it's about inclusivity and sort of not having preconceived, ignorant assumptions about people who are different from you. Really sort of embracing Gothic and alternative cultures in different families, because there's not that much representation, especially not in children's literature for any Goth or alt families. So it's all about that, sort of like embracing who you are and being proud and not judging people for what they look like.
I love that. Cool. And you said the pre-sale's coming up soon for that? Do you have a date yet?
Yeah, just in the next 3 months is what they've told me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll keep an eye out. That's when we'll have you back. When we have you back, when that pre-sale goes on, we can pump it up. We can.
That'd be so amazing.
And then,
thank you so much.
Absolutely. We'll be in touch, and we'll definitely make that happen. And everyone be on the lookout for that pre-sale, because it means two things. One, we got a really great children's book coming out, and you'll get to see Reby right here on the Drinks with Johnny show for the second time in the season. So it'll be we'll have a lot of fun with that one.
Yay! I'll bring Matt on for it.
Oh, that'd be great. That would be great to get the book. Bring the whole family on. Why not? Let's just have a good time with it.
Yeah, we'll have the kids swant on the keyboard.
Yeah, let's do it. That'd be fantastic. Well, thank you again. Thank you again, Reby. We're gonna. I'll say goodbye to you now, and then I'll put a bow on this with my two co-hosts here. So, you guys have anything you want to say to Reby before she dips out?
No, we're stoked to meet you Friday in person.
Yeah, stoked to meet you. I want you to throw Johnny in the lake of reincarnation, because I got to see like 1999 Johnny Christ again.
Oh yeah, what is he going to come out as? Yeah,
you guys don't even know. I've got plans.
Oh, Nice. All right, guys. I can't wait. Thank you so much. It was fun.
Thank you, Reby.
Thank you.
Soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was fun.
That was awesome.
That
was great. There was some cool stuff in there that I didn't realize from Reby too. And I mean, and that's just her accolades, right? But like getting a chance to talk to her, getting her personality a little bit, you could tell she's awesome. Like she's a
badass, dude.
Yeah, she's a badass pioneer. Everything there. Gets it all done while
Bro, she's the professional. She didn't balk.
She's the backbone.
Yeah,
she's like the backbone of that Hardy family, man.
Oh yeah,
man.
Well, the moms usually are.
Yeah, that's true. And it is, again, Mother's Day, everybody. So happy Mother's Day to all you moms that might be listening to this show. I hope you enjoyed this one. To your guys' moms, Sam, Brando, happy Mother's Day.
And happy Mother's Day to the anal queen, Mrs. Johnny Christ.
Wow. Yeah, why you got to bring that up, Dylan? I'm trying to be nice here. This is why I fuck with you guys, because I'm trying to be nice. And then you bring that shit up again. Like, that was in the past, man. Stop bringing shit up.
It's only funny because we were looking for guests for a Mother's Day episode. We're like, do we know any like famous moms? I'm like, Johnny, wasn't your mom famous for something?
She was not famous for that. We already talked about it on the JJ episode. It was a prank.
Fair.
She was not the anal queen. Jesus.
No,
happy Mother's Day, Mom, if you're listening. Happy
true Mother's Day to your mom. Your mom's a sweetheart. She's always good to everybody, and
she's the best.
And to our wives and fiancés,
to our wives,
right?
Yes, our wives that are the backbones of our families as well.
Definitely,
I could say that for sure. Happy Mother's Day
100%.
to them all. And thanks to everyone at home listening and watching this episode. Hope you guys have a great weekend, rest of your weekend, and enjoy your mothers and take good care of them and the mothers in your life. And I guess that's it. So until next time, as always, cheers.